Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. This is Let's Play Train Simulator, and today we are doing the Petersfield Shuffle. No, that's not the name of the latest dance craze. That is the name of a journey that we are taking today from Portsmouth Harbour to Petersfield and then back to Portsmouth Harbour. So basically, kind of like a back and forth shuttle. You remember that scenario that went to that halfway Hazelmere? That scenario up here, that one. Same idea, but we're going the other direction to Petersfield, then back in the other direction. So that's what we're doing today. And this is a very, very interesting scenario because it is, even though it is a career scenario, the timings naturally are going to be very, very interesting on this. And the reason I say that is because we're going to have to be at Petersfield. We're starting at 10:23. I think we have to be at Petersfield by 10:50. And then we have to start the next service 2 minutes later. So we have to somehow shunt into the platform in record time and get that service underway. So I'm going to give you a quick itinerary of the timings. I want to actually show you when we get in what the timings are actually going to be, but the schedule I have in the manual actually tells you depart at 10:24. Like I said, you arrive at Petersfield, it says Petersfield in the manual for some reason, at 10:50, you leave at 10:51, 2 minutes later you arrive at Petersfield 2, and then at 10:54 you leave, then you head back to the harbour and you have to be there 21 minutes later. So it turns from a additional stop service, which takes about half an hour, almost half an hour, to a fast service, which is about 5 minutes quicker. So that's what we're doing today. 2 different services in one run. Let's get to work, shall we? Allow passengers to board here, then set off on your return journey to Petersfield. On your return journey? Whatever. There's a service leaving over there. That's the PMS to FTN, Fratton. So Portsmouth Southsea to Fratton. And maybe we're not at the harbour. Are we not at the harbour? No, we are at the harbour. We're at the end. I believe this is the end of the... Yeah, this is the end of the route. Just going to verify that. This is actually a stop before the end of the route. We're actually at Portsmouth and Southsea. Sorry, we're only going to Portsmouth and Southsea. So we're going to stop and finish here. This is where we end the scenario as well. So there you go. We're going to have a very interesting itinerary here today, as you can see. We'll look at the timings as we get going. Let's get the train set up. The train is set up. We probably could turn on headlights if we need to. Oh, are they already on? Oh, they are already on. Let's get going. Interesting horn. By the way, that is a single horn again. I think we have a green. I just realized I didn't check the signal. So that is a green signal. And as we leave our first stop at Portsmouth and Southsea, I thought it was the harbour, but it's Portsmouth and Southsea. As we leave, our first stop, as you can see, is Fratton. We're going to have to be there in a very fast period of time here. So we're probably going to make it to Fratton, no problem. Slowing down might be an issue, but we'll get there, no problem. And I left the logos on, so you're seeing the Southampton to Portsmouth Harbour, I guess that is up there coming ahead. I should have sped up a little bit because I'm going to be probably timed on speeding up to 40, aren't I? That's what's going to happen. That's what happens with these scenarios. Timed on the speed limits. But we're going to be able to stop here, so I'm going to hit the brakes with about a tenth to go. And I'm going to start a major brake application now. That's not a major brake application. This is a major brake application. So technically we're on time, just haven't opened the doors yet, so. I see people waiting for us here, so I'm going to stop here. I probably should have gone to the other end of the platform, but I didn't. Arrival at Fratton, Platform 1. Fratton, Platform 1. We're now heading to Hilsea, our next stop. We have to be there at 10:30, so we have 3 minutes to make this journey in 2.27 miles. We're going to cut off our throttle so we don't speed. We are going to move into an 80 speed limit followed by an 85. So we're going to take these speed limits into account. Let's cut off the throttle now until we get there. Here we go. So we are able to now move up to a much more applicable speed to our journey. Let's do a quick review of our itinerary. We're going to be going to Hilsea, then Bedhampton, then Havant, Roland's Castle, which we haven't stopped at yet, and then Petersfield. That's going to be the end of our first service. So the speed limit's going to drop to 80 up ahead here, but we'd have to come to a stop anyway. We're not even at 80 yet. But you notice I cut off the throttle to make sure we didn't pass 80 into the 85 territory, which we can't really use here. So I did do that. I'm actually cutting off the throttle completely now, idling it. And shortly I'm going to go ahead and start braking for Hilsea. That'll work. I may need to apply more brakes, but we'll deal with that when we have that problem. I mean, a little bit of lag here and there. Nothing you can do about that. Being warned of the 50 speed limit ahead. That's what the warning is for. You can see the amorphous board coming up right now. Yeah, I may need more brakes, so I'm going to apply them right now. I did not apply enough brakes for the stop, so I may overshoot here. I may overshoot. I am going to overshoot. Oh, the engine's going to overshoot, but the cars are going to be able to board. You know what? It'll work. I'll take it. I'll take it. Arrival at Hilsea, Platform 1. So because the front doors were not open, I'm giving a moment for the doors to close, and now I'm going to go ahead and take off. So leaving Hilsea Platform 1 after a bit of an unfortunate overshoot there, but still able to make the stop. We're now on our way to Bedhampton. Our arrival time is 10:36, I believe that says. Maybe double check that on the itinerary. No, 10:35. I can't tell 5 and 6 in that font. Bad font selection. So you notice I'm stopping my speed at 50 miles per hour. I'm trying not to exceed that if I can get that 20 to go down. There we are. So I'm making sure I don't cross into the 85. There's a junction over there that goes somewhere. We're not taking that junction. There's a service going by. I didn't see what it was. We're entering the 80 right now, so I am going to go up to 80. So now that I've reminded myself how bad the brakes are on Now, there's still good brakes. How the brakes work, I should say, on this particular train. I now know that I am going to be able to brake a little earlier for my stops at this point, or at least apply harder brakes, one or the other. There's a 60 coming up, so I'm going to plan for a 60 well before the 60 sign because I have to brake anyway. Am I really going to be that early? Is there a signal up ahead that's going to stop me? No, there can't be. I had a green. Interesting. Very interesting. Sometimes things work out perfectly and you don't even expect it. I think this is a good time to start braking. Hello. I'm doing harder brakes this time. That was a warning for the 60, so we're getting that down in a hurry. Then I'm going to brake normally. For now, this is what I'm going to call normally. And actually, I need a little bit more. Now, since we're not supposed to arrive for another minute, we have lots of time to make this stop. So I'm going to go ahead and coast in if I need to. That way I don't overshoot again. You know, I need brakes right now. That might be the warning for the 40 coming up. So like I said, I can coast in now. I'm in good shape for my stop now. I actually did slow down a little early, but that's perfectly fine because we're not supposed to be here for another 50 seconds. So I can coast in, make my stop, and go. Now we're fully in the platform, so I'm going to employ the brakes a bit stronger. That should give me a stop right along the platform here. With the first car, maybe the second as well, right in front of the station building on the HUD. The back one's going to have a little bit of a walk. And arrival at Bedhampton, platform 1. Leaving Bedhampton, that's a railroad crossing. Our next stop is Havant. We're going to get up to our speed limit in a hurry here. We're already up to 34, so Havant's not far away, so I don't even know why I'm trying to speed up so quickly, because our stop is right there. Like, we have to be there in 1 minute, and it's right there. So you can't mess that one up. I mean, you can, but it'd be hard to. I mean, I'm coming in a little slower than I should, but we'll ignore that detail. So yeah, start braking now because I can't see a better time to do so. Actually, you know what? I should have actually coasted a little longer. My timing is not going to be as good. Actually, technically I have to 49, so technically my timing is good, but we'll ignore that. I look at the minute. So I'm applying more brakes now that I have fully joined the platform. Train is completely in. I need to slow down. I'm coming in faster than I wanted at this point. But we can coast on a little bit more, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the chance to do so. I mean, not that it really matters. This scenario is another one that's only worth 600 points. I just added up the points during the last stop there. And I concluded that that's not possible. I mean, we've done 4 tasks at 200. We have 8 to go. Do the math. Doors are open at Havant, platform 1. our next stop. And first time at the station is Roland's Castle. I'm speeding. Normally I would make a fuss over the fact that I'm speeding, but I don't feel like making a fuss over that today. So I'm going to move to the 50 right now. Maybe. Again, you can't get a perfect score, so I already proved it can't be done. We're just going to go ahead and go. Now we have an 85, so now I can really speed up. Now, my mistake was leaving the station. I thought we were getting the 50 right away for some reason. I misread it. It was still a 40 in the station. I was misreading as a 50 leaving the station, and I just sped past the 40. That was my mistake. Mistakes happen. I'm not going to be perfect in every run, and if there's no reason to do it, I'm not going to try to be perfect in every run. I will for some of them, because I want to show they can be done, especially if it's a tight scenario. I want to show it can be done, but this one, it doesn't really matter. I think it's very well timed. You just don't get the points for it. So we're in an 85 right now, and now that we're up to 80, we're going to have to go back down to 70. Good thinking. There's a 65 before the station at Roland's Castle as well. Fantastic. We're going to start slowing down a little earlier this time because I know what I'm doing now. 10:42 is the stop time. We're at mile a minute territory. But we're going to slow that down. So let's start doing that now. Got a minute and a half to make our stop. I'm increasing the brake application slowly as we go here. I kind of want to get it down to 30, and if I'm too far from the station at 30, I'll just coast in. Right now, the pace is coming in very, very nicely. I have no objection to this pace right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and release the brakes a little bit. I can tell at that point my pace was getting a little too slow. In fact, I'm releasing completely now because I want to coast into Roland's Castle. I have a full minute. And I will start braking a little more when I get a little closer, like now. I think I'm coming in a little too slowly, so I'm going to leave it as it is for the time being. And as the second car gets into the platform, I'll slow down again. So effectively, now. And that's a small platform. I didn't judge for the small platform, so that's a mistake, but I should still be okay for my stop. I'm still even on the platform. There you go. Arrival at Roland's Castle, Platform 1. Whoa, I got back to that cab just in time. What was the alert for? For the 75, I just left the station. Anyway, leaving Roland's Castle, our next stop is Petersfield. I was not expecting that alert, I really wasn't. Not on leaving a station. We're going to have another one for the 60 coming up. So Petersfield is the end of our initial service here. And then we're going to have to change platforms. We have to arrive at Petersfield by 10:50. So this is a long portion of railway here that we're going to do in both directions. On the way back, we're going to skip Roland's Castle on that run. We're going to just stop at Havant. Then we're going to skip Bedhampton and Hilsea and go straight to Fratton. Then the Portsmouth and Southsea to end our service. So from all stops to fast service. I did it again. Like I said, you can't get a perfect score, so I don't care. I'm going to live with the speeding penalties. I don't care. The best I can do is a bronze star. I think you have to have 500 for a bronze star anyway, so I don't really care. Funny thing is, I even called out that 75 coming up, and I just still sped into it. So, what can you do? Just laugh at it. It's actually the game is suggesting apparently that I have to arrive at platform 1 at 10:53. So apparently the timings in the manual are wrong for this scenario, at least for this part of it. That last stop was 10:41, and as you can see here, it said 10:42. So here it says 10:53, and then I'm gonna go via Petersfield turn back and 10:55 for Petersfield platform 2. So where's the 11:19 for the final stop? The manual says 11:15. So there you go. The times are different on here apparently. I'm not gonna object. I guess when the manual writers did it, they created the times that were not accurate for the fact that you can't do it apparently. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens up here. We shall see. So just to remind you, make sure you do tune in next time. We do have another Class 450 scenario that still has to be done. That will be the Working to Woking, from Portsmouth and Southsea to Woking. I mentioned that while we were in the menu. And that will be a over an hour long service. Probably about an hour and a half by the time the actual timings get factored in here. So we're talking an hour and a half service on that one, 90-minute service, with a 12-car electric multiple unit train. So, whoops, I almost did that wrong. But that's not what we're doing next time. What we're doing next time is going to be a steam-hauled Black 5 service, basically in the other direction. We're going to be going from Woking to Portsmouth. And that'll be technically a 70-minute, might be more like a 75-minute scenario by the time we're done. And that is a Black 5. So guess what? I'm going to be driving steam. You didn't know they had it on this route, did you? Well, now you know. Black 5 scenario is going to be up ahead. I'm always slightly nervous when I have to try driving steam because I'm not that good at the at steam at all, and the way the regulator works, you have to adjust the regulator as you're driving, so it's a bit of a getting used to. And plus the steam engines, your view is stuck behind a locomotive that you're not actually driving in, you're driving behind it, which means you don't have a good view. You have all the controls, obviously, all the controls are there, but you don't have a good window to look out of, so you can't really see what's coming ahead in terms of signals. You're limited to a very tiny gap or looking out the window. And when you look out the window, you don't hear the alerts, because in this game you're not allowed to hear alerts when you're looking out the window. And for that reason, I tend to find that I get emergency brakes quite a lot. So I always get nervous with these steam scenarios. So forgive me if I'm a little trepidatious about driving a Black 5. We are going to do it though. It's not a career scenario, it is a standard scenario, so as long as the timings are not strict, we can do what we want to do. We can even speed if we want to. As long as we don't derail ourselves, that is. Speaking of speeding, I'm going way below 40, well, way before I need to, so that's going to affect my timing quite heavily. I slowed down to 40 quite early, and that's extremely unfortunate. I don't know how I'm going to make up that time on the back end here. Worth knowing in that black 5 stars, we're going to have to make 2 stops as well. We're going to have to stop at Guildford and Havant. So, Guildford is close to Woking and Havant is close to Portsmouth, but there's about 45 minutes or 50 minutes of driving in the middle of that you do nothing. So, there you go. That'll be a treat. And if it's any different, you'll see on the next video. That's all I can say. Not sure why I'm doing that, because we're only getting to a 70 and we're not even at speed yet. So we're going to get up to 85 and we're going to cry about the fact we lost some time. Awesome. So I hope you're enjoying the drive today, as faulty as it is. On train number 450108, here I am, I'm Cyclone, and I am your driver in a orange safety vest. There you go. Hey. And we're going through trees. Sorry for the, And, I thought I was speeding again. Nope, it's 85 now. And the was not because of the potential speeding, it was because of the trees. I was getting hit by the trees, as I'm sure you were, and I apologize for that. There's Petersfield. We are going to get ready to stop up ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off the throttle now, because I can. That's a good enough reason. Alright, let's start braking. We're going to do casual brakes for now, then we'll increase them. We're probably going to get a signal up here too. We actually should have had a signal there, to be honest with you, because the line should be closed beyond that. This is still acceptable. We can take this. 15 differential, 17 differential, 18 differential. 19. And we're still early for the platform anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and coast a little bit. I think we're on a bridge. That's what you're hearing the extra air for there. And we are easily on time. Not a problem at all. Thank you. Does Petersfield Bird turn back a time goal? No, it isn't. So actually, never mind. It's only 550 points in this scenario. There you go. So no star even possible. Yeah, why would I care? Why? I didn't want to stop the brakes. I want to keep braking. There we go. Okay, we're going to open the doors. We are at Petersfield. That's the end of our first service. Let's let everyone off and start in the other direction in a moment. This is as far as we will be going. Take the train beyond the junction ahead and then shunt back into platform 2 for the return trip. Alright, I'm not even going to horn this time. Not even going to use the horn. You can see the yellow up ahead, so it is telling us the signal further ahead will be a stop signal. The yellow, it's only yellow because we have to be able to get access to the junction, the turn back. Notice I'm not going too fast either. So we're going to go past the junction, we're going to then head into the other lane, and we're going to be good to go. If we were to continue, we'll have a red signal ahead and we fail the scenario if we pass it. Theoretically, I mean, we could continue, but we're going to go into engineering works. I don't know if they have scenery up there. Once clear the junction, change engine, shunt back. Yep. So, I don't know if they actually put the engineering works on the line for design elements or if they're actually, or if it's just going to be blank track. That's what I want to do. Thank you. It's going to be blank track, but who knows? So stop here. That should do the job. Yep, we got the junction cleared. We can go back. Get a change ends once again. So, or I shouldn't say once again. I haven't done it yet. So you go down, you go there, you go up, you go forward. And off we go. Our arrival time is still not for another minute. We're supposed to start the service in a minute and a half. And we cross the crossing again. Sorry, everyone. Oh, I thought I slowed down in time. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Darn it. Hit the wrong bloody button. This is a normal day for me, ladies and gentlemen. This is a normal day. Not every scenario is as rocky as this one, but this is a normal day when I just have a rocky scenario. It happens. Some I can coast and not have a problem, and some I just keep speeding and doing the wrong thing. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go to the end of the platform if I can. Why not? Okay, that'll do. That'll do, I said. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Doors are now going to be open for our return trip. Arrival at Petersfield, Platform 2. Huh. Apparently I didn't get a message for that one. So leaving Petersfield, we're now on our way to Havant for the return trip. Gonna get ourselves up to 85 miles per hour, and this time we are skipping Roland's Castle. As I said earlier in the previous service, we're going to be skipping Roland's Castle. Let's do a proper announcement for this train. This train is for Portsmouth and Southsea, stopping at Havant, Fratton, Portsmouth and Southsea. Thank you, thank you. We have a 70 coming up. Let's keep that in mind. I'll take advantage of a little bit of extra speed right now. I am paying attention, so I should be okay to do that. And of course, the 40 is up ahead as well. Got to keep that in mind. Yep, thank you. That's a warning for the 70 Morphosphore that we just saw. We'll have another one for the 40 in a moment, and I'm going to probably have to do a stronger brake application for that. And there's a double-decker bus on a bridge. Double-decker buses. They didn't really take off anywhere else, only in the UK. Only in London. Let's hit the brakes for that 40. For otherwise we will comically go into the tunnel at a speed that we should not be in that tunnel at. We may cause that tunnel to collapse around us. We don't want that. I mean, it's clear that you have to be at 40 for this tunnel, and I am nowhere near it. I want to check what that service was, because they can't go beyond Petersfield today, and I'm curious what the service is. Let me check that. Yeah, Petersfield. That's accurate. There you go. PTR, Petersfield. That's what it is. That train's probably just going to stay there. Whoa, we're going to need little brakes on this one. We're downhill right now. Watch ourselves on the downhill. That's a way to gain speed. 13% brake on a 1 in 80 gradient is holding me at 70 miles per hour right now. That is acceptable. Freight services can only go 40 on this part of the route, which is very extremely unfortunate for them. And the gradient is shallowing a bit, so I'm going to remove my brakes for a moment. We're still gaining speed, so I'm going to try to use a smaller brake application at this time. And it looks like I'm in a bit of a weird zone right now. A 1 in 300, not gaining speed on the downhill. That is interesting. Not that I want to gain speed, I'm just noting that I can't. Now I'm on a 1 in 110, so we're gaining speed again. Let's do this now. 75 is going to be a limit we're going to be going into, but I want to say, actually I think we're going to hit an 85 again before we get to Havant, so... Havant is still a fair distance away, actually. Havant is 6 miles away. We will see Roland's Castle before Havant as well. That's another sign that we are getting close to Havant. I should go ahead and stop braking now, and I should start speeding up again, because we are going to get to a 75. And a 90. That's not an 85, that's a 90. Oh, of course there's 70 up ahead. Yeah, that's what happens on this direction. That's right. I told you you can go 90, and then 5 seconds later, beep! No 90 for you. And then there's the 85. That was the 85 I expected. So I think we maintain that for a while into Havant now. I'm not even going to speed up. There's no reason to. I'm not going to speed up. So we're maintaining the 70 right now. We're going to go up to 85 in a moment. So I'm going to start speeding up a little early. But yeah, we're going to start speeding up. I'm realizing the other reason I'm kind of letting these speeding penalties go in this run as well. Other than the fact I don't care because you can't really get a good score anyway. But also the fact that I'm a little tired right now. It's late in the day. I should be going to bed, and I'm probably going to right after playing this, unless I cut it first. But I can do that tomorrow as well. And as I'm saying this, and yeah, I'm going to be going to bed after this, so I'm going to be fresh and fresh as a daisy for the Black 5-star when I play this one next. And even though you will, I haven't decided if I'm going to do that Black 5-star before the other one I want to show you, because I am showing you one on the Great Western Main Line as well. That's going to be with the Flying Scotsman, so I haven't decided which one you're going to see first yet. I may be coming into these scenarios fresh from the Great Western Main Line, then I may move back there, because I've got some other content still recorded in 2021 that's going to be in that version as well. Or on that route as well, I should say. So I still have some other Train Sim 2021 content. This is obviously in Train Sim 2022. No difference in the game itself, just in the menu and the routes that come with it, which, yeah, you still get the game itself whether you get the routes or not. Why am I braking again? Oh, because the station's coming up and there's a 40. Yeah, the one I sped in before. The one that gave me my first speeding penalty. Worst part of the route for me by far today. So yeah, either the Black 5-star coming up or the Black 5 with the Flying Scotsman is going to be the first Steam scenario you see. So I already gave some trial runs with the Black 5, or with the with the Flying Scotsman, I should say, on the Great Western Main Line. Something I don't like is that you can't see anything in front of you while you're driving and without looking out the window. And if you look out the window, you don't hear the alerter because for some reason the alerter is scripted not to be heard outside the window. You think you would hear it fainter, but no, you just don't hear it. That doesn't seem realistic. So our arrival time at Havant is 11:09. It's 11:08. Hold on to some speed for a moment here because I was coming in a little slower than I probably should. So coming into the stop here at Havant, I'm coming in too quickly. Now I'm coming in too quickly. Let's just punch the brakes. You notice on the F4 HUD there is no problem with the passengers so far. They're good. That green dot, that white dot in the middle of the green means the passengers are not in any discomfort, which is good news for me. The passengers are happy, I'm happy. And arrival at Havant, platform 2. Leaving Havant, our next stop is Fratton. On this return trip, of course, we are skipping Bedhampton, which is going to be the next station very, very shortly, and Hilsea, which will be a little bit further along. I realized too late as I was getting you the screenshot there. I should have captured the other train as it was leaving. Oops. Oh, 70 is our limit now. Let's go up to 70. I should probably do that. Here's Bedhampton Station and a crossing. And we're going to have our slight dip to 60 up ahead. Pardon me. Let's get ourselves down there, and then we'll make our way through an alert. Oop, a little further. There we go. So we just have to hold this for a moment, then we can head back up to 85. I know it says 80, but 85 is right after it, so we're going to take that. The 80s, again, the 80 is irrelevant. It's only useful coming from the other direction to slow them down a little bit, and even then they're going to have to get down to 60 well before that point. There's a 75 coming up. I believe this is where Hilsea is. This would be Hilsea. I'm going to leave my speed at the 75 range right now. So our arrival time is 11:16, as you just saw on the information there. We are angling to be right on time, it looks like. Maybe a second late. So we're going to try and play this one with a very quick stop here to see if I can pull off a quick stop. Oh, 40 up ahead. Forget that. I'm going to have to brake anyway. I said I wasn't going to go above 75, and I went above 75, so I need to bring that down immediately. Thank you. I'm going to slow down for the 40 now. Try not do it as an emergency stop type thing, where I try to rush it down. I'd rather not do that. There's the end of our route at Portsmouth and Southsea, as you can see up ahead. Okay, I'm going to have to urge that speed down now. Let's get that speed down. Hurry, please. Cheer it on. Some kind of siding over there. Okay, I can go ahead and stop my slowdown for a moment, as I'm going to just cruise in at 30 for the time being. I'm going to get a little bit closer, and then we'll go ahead and we will use a full brake. Like now. Actually, that was still a little early, but you know what? I want to get down to the 20s anyway. I probably shouldn't have done it this way, though, because now I'm going to be a little late with my stop. I can see it now. I'm going to be late. I can see it. Get that door open in a hurry. I might be on time, I might not be. It is on me if I'm not on time, but we have arrived at Fratton probably a second late. Six seconds, really? They timed that one apparently the very second. Anyway, leaving Fratton, our final stop for the service is Portsmouth and Southsea. We're going to stop exactly where we started the scenario, at platform 3. We're going to start by going the speed we need to go, and then we're just going to make sure we arrive in 1 minute. At 25 miles per hour, we're going to have to keep that speed. It is a terminal platform we're pulling into as well. This needs to be kept in mind. So we are going to make sure we don't come in too quickly, and we're going to want to make sure we stop probably immediately to make sure we get our timing. Because we got a full minute here, but at 25 it's a little bit hard to maintain the speed to get in there quickly. So we're going to junction over to the yellow because the tracks that we're out on right now are red for us. We can't go those ways. So we're going to take this junction. We're going to cross under this yellow. We're going to take this junction. Oh no, this is not, sorry, the next junction. Then we'll cross under the yellow. We're now designated for platform 3. I'm going to slow down immediately because I need to get those brakes down in a hurry. Otherwise I might get emerged. If this, in fact, that would be the emerge thing right there if it triggers. Or that's the signal. I'm not sure which. Probably the signal. Yeah. You know what? If this timing wants to penalize me, it'll penalize me. I don't care. Look at my score, 412. You think I care? I only lost about 50 points at most in this entire scenario, and, well, what can you do? So, final stop, arrival at Portsmouth and Southsea Platform 3, where we started. Let's look at the train. Okay, can someone explain to me why the doors of the train on the other track are open? I mean, mind the trench. Mind the trench. Mind... I'll stop. Anyway, not a very well pointed scenario, so as you can see, I didn't care about trying to show you a good score. There's no reason to. Journey complete. Many passengers have been able to maintain their plans thanks to the running of this limited service. Well done. Well, if their plans only involve going as far as Petersfield, then yeah, they can maintain their plans easily. Let's just look at how badly done this is in terms of a point scenario. Ah, little lovely lady there. Lovely, lovely lady. Well, she's going to stand there and watch us now. Okay. So, let's just review here. All stops except for the... Oh, apparently I was late on the last one too by 7 seconds. Well, that just is the icing on the cake, isn't it? So, random speeding penalties. And again, I am to blame for being the fact that it is very early in the morning as I am recording this. I have a headache, and I really don't care. So, plus the fact that you can't really get a full score on this anyway. You can see that the first... there are 10 stops where timeliness matters. 10 stops matter for timeliness on this. We had Portsmouth, Fratton. Well, actually, Portsmouth was the first one. So, yeah, we had to open the doors as we arrived into the scenario. Fratton, Hilsea, Bedhampton, Havant had the perfect 250. Hit a speeding penalty. Roland's Castle would have been 300. Petersfield would have been 350. Havant would have been 400. And the other, and there was only one of the Petersfields counted. The other one didn't count apparently for anything, which is bizarre. I don't know why. That's why I didn't get a message on that one. So Havant was 400. Fratton would have been 450. Portsmouth would have been 500. In other words, you might have gotten a bronze star. A perfect score might get you a bronze star. But you know what? I'm not here for the bronze star. I don't care. I'm going to probably hack them all to gold stars afterwards anyway. So I don't really care. Because, you know, the gold star tells me that I've completed it. That's really what it tells me, that I've completed it. I've done, basically, I've either proven that it can be done or it can't be done, and I'm going to just put the gold star in there because I can. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But in any case, yeah, that's that scenario. Remember what I said last time about the next scenario? We're going to be going to a Black 5 scenario. So stay tuned for a Black 5 Southern Rail Tour. That is what I'm going to try to do next time. We do have one more of these really... old Class 450 scenarios in Working to Woking. That is going to be a slightly longer scenario with more stops, and that is going to be following that. That'll also be our last career scenario. I think it's an all-stop service, actually. Yeah, it looks like an all-stop service. I see stations on here I've never stopped at before. Yeah, that's an all-stops on that last service. But the Black 5 service only has 3 pickup stops, one of which is where we start, and then 2 more along the way. So, that's what we got next time, the Black 5 service, and I'm a little nervous about it. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little nervous about it. Anyway, that's what we're doing next time. I will see you for that. I'm really looking forward to getting some steam on here. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you. Like the channel, subscribe, all that. I'm Cyclone. See you next time. Bye-bye.